I introduce it, this is how I normally introduce it in a show. This song comes from the Broadway production of Once on This Island, and it was the last Broadway show that I did. But no, that's erase. Let me do this one more time. This comes from the Tony Award-winning revival production of Hi Juris of Once on This Island. And it's a production that, of course, it made us so excited when we won the Tony, and a screaming busload of people could be heard in New York City, I think, on our way back to the theater after our performance. But I was a little skeptical about my participation in that. Because who here has done Once on This Island? I think there's a bunch of people here that have done it, whether in your high school or in a production for like for your summer theater, community theater, something. It's a well-known show, and it's, yeah, Yes Cliff, most recent, my most recent show. And I was skeptical because we know that actors normally are going to get the actors that are normally going to get cast in Once on This Island are going to be of African or African American descent, and clearly I am not. I even went on to Ancestry DNA to check if there was even a smidge, and no, there wasn't. So when Michael Arden, our director, called me and asked me to be his Erzulie, and even though I said yes, I didn't know how he was going to justify my participation in the show. How are you going to justify the presence of this Filipina actor in a cast of other, that is otherwise African or African American? On the first day of our rehearsal process, after saying hi to a bunch of my friends in the cast and saying hello to people and putting my stuff down, I headed to where the costume sketches were posted and plastered on one of the walls. Our costume designer is Tony Award winner Clint Ramos. And so I went to the costumes, and then I saw my costume, and then I realized, you guys are genius. You figured out exactly how to justify my presence in this show. My costume was nurse. Filipino nurse. I mean, yes, it perpetuates a stereotype, but there are, I don't know, how many hundreds of thousands of Filipino nurses now in this crisis. How many of our nurses are actually in hospitals in Italy, in the United States, in the UK, in Spain, all over the world? So our brand of care and compassion and warmth are being shared by frontliners, by these particular frontliners everywhere. So to all of the frontliners who are watching, or those of you who are serving, thank you, truly. And I think there's an entire world that thanks you for your service and your kindness and your compassion, and for the love and the professionalism and for all of those wonderful things that you share with all of your patients and everyone that you care for. So you are also representing our country and our countrymen by doing the absolute most amazing jobs you can. In the eyes of your patients, you are all gods and goddesses. And so from this one-time goddess of love, allow me to Allow me to do this one. And God, I hope I'm in the right key. And if I'm not, that's okay. That's from the 2017, 2018? I don't even know anymore. It just felt like so long ago now, that production. But it was such a, what an incredible company, what an incredible group of performers. And I'm just astonished by the level of talent in that cast. Like every day, it was just me backstage going, are you kidding me right now with these voices? I just felt extremely grateful and fortunate. So